What's up, NASCAR Heat fans? David Land here, coming off of a spoiler alert win at Bristol. We are here at Richmond International Raceway, and because of that win, we were able to make some modifications to our car. 2.4 increase in horsepower, which is going to help us down the straight significantly, hopefully anyway. We also are looking at the point standings right now, and we are locked into the chase right now. We're 21st overall, but as long as we've got that win, we are in to the chase, as long as we can stay in the top 30th in points. As you can see, we are 12th in the qualifying results. I couldn't quite get the car to the pole position, but I feel like I've got a really strong race car here, and there's a real potential that I could get my second win in a row in NASCAR Heat, and wouldn't that be a great thing to happen? So, Jamie McMurray starting on the pole. Let's hand it over to Rick Allen, and let's get this thing started.
Today we're coming to you from Richmond International Raceway for the Toyota Owners 400. This is Rick Allen, and Richmond is one of the driver's favorite stops on the circuit. Multiple grooves offer great passing opportunities and side-by-side racing.
Alright, so here we go. Richmond International Raceway, going for 2 races in a row that we can win. And we are underway, and they're fanning out 3 wide already. We're trying to make it 4 wide. I'm going to try to not do that. We're still trying to make it 4 wide behind Matt Kenseth, and now Clint Boyer has snuck to the inside as well. And we're just going to dive to the inside and be a little bit dirty with Tony Stewart there, but whatever. He's up into the wall. I don't think we really gained any positions though doing that. And into turn 1. Cut down in front of Dale Jr. And, okay, aprons are bad. Okay. And I lost a ton of positions doing that as well, so I've got to find a better line. I almost feel like once they spread out, I can run that top line a little bit better than they can. But in qualifying, where I was finding the most speed was down on the bottom. I could run 21-second laps pretty easily there. But yeah, looks like the top lane, maybe. No, we're losing positions running up there. So I don't know how this is going to work. There we go. Got her down there. I'm carrying a lot of speed into the corners, but not quite enough to get around on the exit. There we go, into the corner. There we go, there we go. That's a good exit. Gonna come out right to the wall. Around the outside of Kyle Busch. David Reagan's gonna make life difficult there. And we got him out of the way, thankfully. So we're almost back up to our qualifying position. We set a 22 on race pace, which isn't terrible. I'd like to be running consistent 21s, but I don't know how possible that's going to be. A little bit of a scrape of the wall there. You can run on the absolute ragged edge at this track, though, I've noticed, or at least I'm able to, which is kind of fun to do, because you can run it right up to the walls and almost hit it, but not quite hit it. And I'm pretty sure the car almost wall glitched there. The fact that it didn't is very nice for me that it didn't. So I'm finally able to, whoa, 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 whoa! I was just about to say something, and then Jamie McMurray just spun in front of the entire field. Wow, okay, that was a thing that happened. You know what I'm going to do? And this is probably a terrible idea, but I think I'm going to pit and try to get some strategy going in this race. We'll see if this works out. Alright, so we're restarting in 38th position. Jamie McMurray obviously had a huge crash. He was actually the leader, which is kind of crazy. Or at least up at the front. I believe he qualified at least on the pole. So we're back to green. We're starting at the back, but again, we're going for mileage here. So around the outside of everybody here, running the Tony Kanaan line, or I guess Kyle Larson did this too at the fall Richmond race on one of the restarts. I remember seeing that. Thought he was going to win, but unfortunately just didn't have enough to get there. Ooh, almost got spun out by De Benedetto there. Now we're on the bottom. How far can we make it up here on this restart where everybody's packed together? Try to get around Paul Menard here. Not happening yet. I think we'll get a lot of these guys here in turn 3 if I can just not hit the wall like I just did. And I'm still getting held up behind Menard. Let's go to the bottom. Sneak around him to the inside. I think we'll go 3 wide here with Annette and Chase Elliott. Try to anyway. And just tap Ryan Blaney. And get around him, get around Regan Smith. We're really working our way up here quite nicely here on this restart. I'm liking this. Already about to break into the top 20. We're well ahead of the guys who pitted with us. Just in terms of that is a good sign. And trying to get around Ryan Newman there, who actually we were battling with at the beginning of the race. So he's fallen back a little bit. Oops. Ryan Newman decided to run my high line, and I was up there, and I was on fresh tires, and so I said goodbye, Ryan Newman. He's still spinning back there. Or still trying to spin out back there, I should say. And we'll run the high line here as well. Try to gain ground on Almirola and Mears and Bush here, but not working yet. There we go, 3 wide on the outside. And we're going to make it work around Bush, I think. We'll get him going into turn 1 here, hopefully. So a little bit of break there. Get that good exit. Yes, indeedy do. We are going to do that. Around the outside of Almirola and Mears. Yes, and we're going to clear them before the apex of the turn, which is always good because you'd hope that you're going to be clear of them on the straightaway, which I am. And now we're going to set off in pursuit of Greg Biffle there in the Cheez-It car. A little bit understeer, too much off of turn 2 there. That's where you really understeer quite badly, is off of turn 2 on this track. Now in qualifying I was running it right up next to the wall. I'm going to try to be a little bit more conservative this race because you don't want to be, you know, flirting with that wall too much when you know you've got a fast car. And now we're running an alternate strategy, so that means hopefully we'll be able to not only take the lead, but if we get the traditional yellow flag or pit sequence yellow that seems to always happen in NASCAR Heat, we will be in really good shape because it means we'll be lapping a lot of guys. Okay, so I've hit a bit of a roadblock in the traffic here, but I'm noticing cars are starting to peel off down the pit lane. You can see a few, Brad Keselowski, oh actually several, pretty much all the leaders there. So we're working our way up. We're already up to 5th in the pit sequence. We were up to, I believe, 13th. We were battling with Danica Patrick here. Just couldn't get around her. It's being very difficult to pass. And now most of the field coming into the pits this time by, so we should pick up the lead. And indeed we do. So we'll lead that lap. And with 63 laps to go, I just got into the wall, which is probably not the best thing in the world to do. But now we can run in clean air. And it looks like we're coming up to lap traffic. But not bad right now, not bad, because everything's starting to work out. Because we're now lapping a lot of the guys that were ahead of us. So if a yellow comes out, it's going to be great. If a yellow doesn't come out, it's still going to be okay because we're still going to be in decent position. And essentially, I think the strategy I'm on is better. We're just going to have to wait and see. I'm coming up now to the back of the field, which is going to make this all the more interesting in lap traffic. So here we come up to Almirola, and wow, we are going to be in heavy traffic here. And that's a battle for the lead. Stenhouse trying to wreck me. He's been pretty good at that recently. Now guys on fresh tires going much faster than us. Here comes Truex to the outs, or not Truex, Stenhouse to the outside. We're going to kill a cone there. And we're going to lose the lead. So I just could not keep the car on the straight and narrow, so that might be a little bit of rubber banding there, to be honest with you. Certainly not as bad on the short tracks as it is on like the plate tracks or not the plate tracks, the 1.5 miles are the ones where you really get the bad rubber banding. But we got out front, we led a lap, not too bad. And now let's see if we can use the traffic to our advantage. As soon as we got into lap traffic, that's where we really started to struggle, because of the fact that it's hard to run the bottom, as you can see, with Eric Almirola nearly spinning me out down there. Looks like that 2.3 increase in horsepower isn't really helping too much down the straightaway. Hopefully I can clear Almirola this time by... No, we're going to run the qualifying line out next to the wall, though. And down in turn 3. This time we'll clear Almirola, so hopefully we'll be on the bottom here in 1 and 2. I'm going to keep him behind me at all costs if I can. There we go. And try not to hit the apron because the apron will spin me out. McMurray has actually retaken the lead, which is kind of crazy, because he was wrecked earlier. I mean, I guess the AI benefit from the same kind of shenanigans that that you do in this game. If they bring out a yellow, you know, they can pit and repair the car 100%, not lose a lap under yellow. It's fine. They're 3 wide up there for the lead with the lap car of Truex. Now I gotta try to clear Biffle here. That's not working. We're still just... I'd love to get around Biffle. I just don't have that run down the straightaway. And we'll try to clear him off at 2 here. Gonna get a little bit of a side draft. Beating, banging, trading paint. Still not around. Down to turn 3. Just a little bit of contact there. On the throttle again. Try to stay ahead of him. We're just not quite clear. There's still 3 wide up there for the lead. This time I think I'm going to clear him. Really drove it into the corner that time. Tokyo drifting and whatnot. And now the leaders have cleared Truex. So essentially all the ground I just gained, I just lost. But now they're in heavy traffic. It looks like the back of the field as well. So hopefully they continue to be held up. And I can choose the right. Well, that's not the right lane. Sideways is not necessarily the fastest way around the track. Almost get into the wall, and now here comes Biffle to the inside, and they're going to go 3 wide once again for the lead. Stenhouse and McMurray really going at it here. And now we're going to try to join this fight here. As McMurray goes down to the inside of several lapped cars. And we're just going to push Truex through, get around these 2 slower lap cars. And here come the leaders into the pits. So we'll pick up the lead again on fuel mileage. So we're still 6 laps to the good on fuel, which will put us within 50 laps to go. So we may be able to splash and dash at the end of this thing. I'm definitely going to do 4 tires and a full fuel load this time this pit stop for sure, to give us that option to go to 2 tires if we want to go that way at the end of the race. And yes, we're at the halfway mark of the race. I don't know if that's Kurt Busch is in 2nd position. We're going to find out here in a second. He's 3rd, but he's a lap down. Yeah, it was me, Spotter. And yeah, they are really rubber banding now, because I think I'm a lap up on everybody, at least 1 lap up. But they're still trapped in traffic, which is funny because not all the cars seem to rubber band when this happens. Just kind of select cars rubber band. So some cars go fast and some cars continue their pre-rubber banding pace. Let's actually see. I kind of want to look at this. Yeah, Kurt Busch just unlapped himself. But he's the only car to do so. And he's on the outside. In fact, the last time we ran Richmond, I believe he ruined my race. We were all set to maybe win it, and Kurt Busch crashed ahead of us and caused me to not win the race. But he is flat flying if he was able to unlap himself. Just kind of unfortunate for my chances of actually winning this thing on pace. We'll just have to wait and see. Still 3 laps to the good on fuel. And obviously the longer I stay out, the longer I'll be able to run on the next sequence. So I'm just going to keep driving conservatively. You can see Logano just unlapped himself from me as well. So now there are 3 cars on the lead lap, myself, Kurt Busch, and Joey Logano. And a little bit too wide there. Probably going to allow Austin Dillon to unlap himself. At least get one of his laps back. And the fuel alarm is on. Shall we come in this time? I think we shall. So I'm going to go really slow because I think pit lane speed is really, really slow. We almost Corey LaJoy'd there. And way down. I think it's 40 miles per hour. Oh well, we're way under it. Okay, first stop of the day. Second stop of the day, but the first one you guys are seeing. The 4 tires, fuel, adding a little bit of tape to the grill. Try to alleviate a little bit of the understeer we're experiencing on old tires. And here we go. We're out of the pits. 14.4, exactly what it estimated it would be. Try to go easy here. Coming out of the pits. And we fall to 19th place. I think we just lost a lap, because that was Kurt Busch going by. So now we're 20th place. Not the best position in the world. Let's actually take a look here. Well, we're not going to be able to see if we're a lap down or not. But we do know that Joey Logano and Kurt Busch are right up there, and they are the leaders. And they will probably have to pit fairly soon, which will bring the balance of power back to me. So we're still battling Danica Patrick, which is kind of annoying. We've been battling her what seems to be like an eternity. We're finally around her, and maybe we can get around David Reagan, who is another car I think I've seen 100,000 times during this race. And we'll drive around the outside of him, hopefully. Nope, I guess my fresh tires are not going to help me do that. I'd love to run the bottom, but I just can't do that when there's AI cars down there. Come on, get to the bottom. Try to get that run off of turn number 2. Into 3, roll it in there, and around David Reagan we go, but he's going to pull around to the inside and get around again. And maybe I can take the inside from him this time. Yes, there we go. Yeah, take that, David Reagan. I took your inside. And now if I could get up there and unlap myself, I feel a little bit more confident in the proceedings. So let's go ahead and try to do that. If I can get up to Truex, Busch, and Larson, or Logano here. Larson's also in that pack, but he's a lapper. Or not a lapper, I mean he's a lapper in regards to the leaders, but he's for position for us, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to try to sneak under Truex. Ooh, that was... Nope. That was a really bad thing. How badly did I damage my car? Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Thankfully I didn't bring out the yellow either. That would have been... really bad. The car is understeering a little bit more now, so that's kind of upsetting. Alright, so the pit sequence has already begun. The leaders are in. I gained a lot of the positions back that I lost when I bonsai'd Truex, so we've unlapped ourselves. And now we're going to start seeing how this pit strategy plays out for the end of the race. Right now I don't need to look at the positioning. It's not a big deal. And we got 25 laps on our fuel. And the laps to go we will see momentarily. So 32 laps to go. So we'll be able to definitely splash and dash here at the end of this thing. We'll probably do right sides only. And that will be an interesting finish. This will make an interesting finish. Because I don't know if everybody else is going to have to stop once again. Well, everybody else will almost certainly have to stop once again. And they will probably go a full service stop while I don't have to do that. And now we battle with Kyle Larson as he sneaks to the inside. And it looks like we got some smoke up in front. Was it an accident or just cars having trouble getting into the pits? It looks like just cars having trouble getting into the pits. No yellow, no caution. No caution, no caution. And there we go, around Kyle Larson. We're up into 6th position. Making our way down, and as more cars come into the pits, things are going to get quite interesting. We're up to 4th place. So there are 3 cars out in front of us, including Austin Dillon, who is directly ahead of us. The leader is 15 seconds ahead, though. Stenhouse and McMurray. I don't know how they made up 15 seconds on me through the pit sequence, but I guess they did it. Again, we're on a different strategy, so things are things are going to be a little bit wonky with the gaps between cars. We're just going to have to wait and see how this turns out. Oh, and we've got a yellow. So that is going to make it very beneficial to pit. There's only 4 cars on the lead lap. Yes, please, I will pit. Alright, we get the shootout here. Several cars got the wave around, so a lot of cars on the lead lap. We got 3 cars ahead of us, though. And we're underway. Racing for the victory in Richmond. With 20 laps to go. We're up into 4th gear. And pulling into the lead we go. So can we keep it? We've got to hold off 2 lanes of traffic here. It's like a plate race. And we get into turn 3 and 4. Get that really good exit. Can we clear McMurray? No, McMurray's going to try to go around the outside. And we're going to make a little bit of contact with him. Get down in turn 3. Boom, into the side of him. Short track racing will take the lead again. And McMurray is going to be very tough on the outside. We're going to slide the car into the corner. Use a little bit of the banking. Too much of the banking. Too much of the banking. We got Stenhouse up into the wall. A little bit of revenge for Phoenix. As a Larson fan, you need to do that. Okay, so we lost 2 positions, unfortunately. Really was trying to be aggressive there. Now we're going to have to be aggressive all over again. And also run consistent laps. And good grief, we are just really struggling off the corner. We're really struggling off the corner. So I'm going to try to slow the car down as much on the entrance as possible. Kind of park them on the apex and then fly off the corner with as much speed as I can possibly muster out of this ode heap, to use a John Force reference. 16 to go, still got Stenhouse behind. Trying to close in on Austin Dillon. Little bit of understeer through there. Gonna hurt the exit just a little bit. Stenhouse is gonna come up behind. And this should be a decent exit there as well. No, it's not, because Stenhouse is gonna get a huge run. Where did that come from? Down to the inside, and he's gonna pull around. There's not really a whole lot I can do there, except for try to drive around the outside. Nope, not gonna happen. Should have loosened my car up a little bit more, I think. Problem is, when you loosen your car up in this game, sometimes it becomes undrivable. So we got 14 laps to go, and now I'm really hoping for some lap traffic. That would be really beneficial here at the end of this thing. Alright, we're coming up to 10 laps to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Not really, but we are actually gaining a bit on Stenhouse and Dillon here. Jamie McMurray is absolutely gone, but it may be possible to take 2nd place here in the last 10 laps. As you can see, their straightaway speed is so much better than mine, but I've got better cornering speed. So it's going to come down to who is faster where. It looks like Austin Dillon is really going slow, which is holding up Stenhouse and allowing both of those cars to come back to me. Running laps in the 21s, right where I want to be. Not where I want to be, though. Too high off at turn 2. Didn't really gain anything there. Lift off early. Drifted into the corner. Tried not to get on that apron. I maybe could have kept on the throttle there, but definitely lost time there. As you can see, it was a 22.2. Lost about 3/10 just in that little move there. It's amazing on these short tracks how a little mistake can cost you so much time. Here we go. Good, maybe good exit. I had to bail out of it at the end of the exit of the corner, and Stenhouse is going to make his move down to the inside. That's probably bye-bye Stenhouse unless we get some lap traffic, which we are indeed getting. I see them, but are we going to be up there close enough to them to actually make them affect these guys up in front of me? And will they affect Jamie McMurray with 6 laps to go? I just cannot get into 1 and 2 the same way I used to be able to. I'm definitely running these tires as hard as I can possibly run them. And 3 and 4 I'm still getting into pretty well. Let's try to do 1 and 2 really good here, as McMurray's around a couple of lap cars with 5 to go. There we go. That's a little bit better. But am I going to get the exit on Dylan? No, not really. Not really. But 3 and 4, I'm really fast. I'm right up to his bumper. Actually give him a little bit of a love tap there, but just can't quite pull it off. Try again. Into 1 and 2. Can we get a podium position? Or top 3 in the King's English. And we're gonna beat off of the we're gonna bounce off of the rear of Austin Dillon. Oops, Freudian slip. And 3 laps to go. Can we pass the 3 car on 3 laps to go? Nope, I'm really screwing up that corner. But it looks like we're gonna get a run on Dillon here. I might be able to get him into turn 3 if I dive bomb, which I'm able to do. Kept him behind. And McFlurry is gone, I believe, but Stenhouse is still in traffic. So theoretically, could still get around Stenhouse with 2 laps to go here. But we've got to be very cautious here in lap traffic. That can screw you. So in underneath Jones. No problem there. Oh, but that is a problem. That is a problem. Good God, really? That's a choke, folks. And now we're got to hold off Kevin Harvick here. Well, I did have a top 3. But at least it'll be a top 5, hopefully. As Jamie McMurray wins after being wrecked early on. Oh no! Got a beat and bang, and we're going to lose that position. That's crap. So 5th place, not the worst result in the world. You can see the rest of the field, several cars once again, as is usual on these short tracks, laps down, multiple laps down. Paul Menard, the worst of that with 61 laps down. Let's take a look at the money, which is going to be big time buckaroonies with 2,400, 2,000 or I don't even know how to, almost a $250,000. And then we get money from Loves, Aspen, Dental, Moog, and Quicken Loans. We didn't have the fastest lap of the race, though, which is interesting. So almost $400,000 in the bank. And the point standings are also going to be looking pretty good as we gain a lot of points there, up to 208. And we're almost legitimately in the chase, not just in on wins. So that's pretty good. So let's head back to the garage and take a look if we have any more sponsorship offers for this great top 5 run. So from Richmond, we're going to go on to Talladega, which is always an interesting race, the Geico 500. No other sponsorship offers, so thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. It was an exciting race, very competitive, and we got a top 5 out of it. So I expect we can carry that momentum into Dega, and I hope to see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next video.